Several airline company brands die ever. Other, it seems, go in hanging animate, wait to be revived while the periods order to get to the skiing one day once again. That is reason, on January 12, a Boeing 767-300ER affected downward on the lane at New York's JFK Airport, earning in it a U.S. mark behalf how had missing several year over. Miami-based East Airlines inauguration flying to New York of the Ecuador town of Guayaquil was the at first flying to conduct the one-day Fabulous East behalf with the fail of the two over airlines, the at first in 1991 and the other brief-lived repetition in 2017. The flying took several in the aircraft production by surprise party, not low since they deliberate east and hardly mark to go behind of the corpse, taking into account the unique's uneasy definitive year. The new airline company has done optimistic claims how its mission statement is to ensure air transportation to which it believes are by-served areas, how now includes its facility to Guayaquil, Ecuador's other largest town, and one to Georgetown, the equity of Guyana. Steve Harfst, East Airlines CEO and director, is upbeat on both of the airline company and its behalf. Proverb, human beings recall it. It's a strong behalf. Is it the success history, asks aircraft specialist Ahmed Abdelghani. Or the airline companies fail in the deceased 80s? Abdelghani, Connect Decan of Study at Embry-Riddle Aviation College in Daytona, Florida, isn't confident receiving the behalf east in any power, in malice of a new logotype, style and more than, is a helpful sale policy. Following all, lot US and Roman US travelers perhaps include never though heard of the airline company, lot less than delivered on one of its aviation. Harfst accepts the fact but isn't fazed, particularly as he insists, we're not hard to be the old East. The unique East sprang to lifetime in 1926 as East Air Channel, mention how additional area in the behalf, while the aircraft production was yet in its daring days. Several, less operative merged to build and transactions how initially flew post means of communication but developed in a occupant facility up the occurrence of jet planes. It ultimately became a main U.S. national aircraft gamer. In difference to the diminutive 2020 release, it grew to team a significant navy of plane and involved thousands of human beings. In a blossoming how coincided in the 1940s and 50s gold age of air journey, East could maybe be examined via the wedge of those tenderly withdrawn times. Yet, says F. Robert van der Limetree, supervisor of air transport and specific goal plane at the Smithsonian establishment in Washington, D.C., the multitude ways the transporter was tortured through the recent 10 to 15 year of its life are more than potential to determine its heritage. Limetree cites labor twists and a litany of control issues the business was eventually incapable to solve. Security-wise, Limetree notes, the unique East Airline Company was penalty. But pursued by efficiency and management issues, it began to stammer fair as U.S. transporter estuary was expansion its stake of the marketplace. As communication began addition world means of communication to their offerings, several of the national consumer demand that one day cement East Air Channel as a main gamer in the competition skiing diminished, Abdelghani explains. A short enterprise in Western Shore air transportation did anything to assist the fighting airline company. East's other upcoming in 2015 fared slight superior, and fair 18 months after and producing the behalf for license by the new transactions. The new East's inauguration flying of Guayaquil to JFK, on the Sumbrush, took off out of a hesitation. In Ecuador, a tape cutting and ad signified the start, but down there was slight else in the way of right. Shaver thin income margins, contest and consumer demand how changes by the day are all significant impeding. Advantage, down there's personnel maintenance and style and dependability, all key trimming in an airline company's large picture successful. East CEO Harfst says he's aware of a severe critique next an incomplete opening back flying of JFK to Guayaquil. Time the inauguration flying leftward on period and arriving previous, the identical could not be told of the inverse path. The listing of grievances as well turned on no on the internet verifying, absence of signboard at the airport, no TSA to check, no festive speaking on the start, considerable intermittent and a absence of communicating about them, a musty-looking cockpit and unprepared flying service staff. Confirming the intermittent and proverb down there's job to do, Harfst disputes the complaint how Spanish speakers were anywhere to be found. All of our flying service staff are countrymen of the markets we be, he told. He insisted East's facility would flourish on consumer demand for a low-cost spot transporter at a period while airlines are restrictive luggage allowances or charge top charges for further luggage. East isn't levying additional extortion for its norm baggage benefit. We're hard to ensure a irresistible cause for Ecuadorians to trip New York. We trust our broad flesh, length-range plane has an benefit above the less aircrafts, Harfst says. Prices on its original path are inexpensive. A searching on card prices show East is undercutting competing budgeting transporter JetBlue by almost $200. Abdelghani view East's arrive in skepticism, inviting it a really dangerous industry pattern since of hard contest. Limetree as well warns of hard industry hurdles and says the markets East urge to capitalize on aren't as underserved as its CEO believes. It's capitalism, simple and easy, Limetree says. I wouldn't say it's brutal, but it can be. Win large, Mississippi large.